Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Miss P, and I am back on this YouTube thing. Yes, I did go missing for a little bit, but life always hits in different ways. But this time, I got some stories for you. Like, share, and subscribe. Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Miss P, and I have a story for you on how I went from 405 pounds in 2010 all the way down to 146 was the last thing I weighed on yesterday. It wasn't exercise, unfortunately. It was due to my scleroderma. While I was in my senior year of high school, I developed white spots in my face. Some thought it was vitiligo or, lupus-like symptoms. But I wasn't sure at that time what was going on with me. I hadn't found out about the scleroderma at all yet, but I was in my senior year in high school. And I was in the lunch line. And this one of my classmates named Fernando, I remember it clear as day because it was the most horrific day for me because I was already picked on. I was already picked on or whatever, but I was everybody was kind of coming around to me because I was in choir, I was in band, and they seen that I, was a genuine cool person once they got me out my shell. And so, pause. Fernando was like, "You got fangs." So I started getting white lines near my mouth or whatever, and I think I'm going to post a picture from my prom night before I put on makeup. And I actually have my prom night on story down below. I'll leave the link. And he was like, "You got fangs." And I'm like, "I got fangs." And then he was like, "You got spots near your eyes." I don't know why he was looking at me so hard, but he just noticed it. So, hell, I got my lunch, of course. I got my lunch. I went through lunch, but then I went to the restroom. And I called my mom, and I was bawling, crying. I was like, "I got white stuff in my face. I'm changing colors. I look like I'm looking real spotty." It's like you don't notice it until somebody says something. And I was like, "Oh my God, Mama, I got spots in my face. I'm like, it's white spots in my face." She told me, "No." She said, "What you mean white spots?" Now at this time I had my sister's flip phone that she gave me, the little razor. I think it was the razor. It was not a well-equipped photo phone. Let's just say that. I think it was around that time, but I'm not sure. And so, either way it go, the picture wasn't gonna be enough as of today's, photography. And so I was like, she said, "I'll see you after school. Stop crying, baby. It's okay." Well, we go to homeroom, and another classmate of mine named Adrian, I'm not going to say his name because everybody pretty much know him. Adrian, he was like, "Baby D, you sure do got white spots. Fernando was telling me." We all took homeroom together. Unfortunately, yes, I'm going to say that throughout this whole thing. Unfortunately is the word for this one because, man, so we go to homeroom, and Adrian's like, "Fernando was right, you got white spots." And no offense to anybody, or, I'm not a colorist or nothing like that. He was just being funny. We were kids. He was like, "Uh-oh, baby D about to be a yellow bone." And it made me laugh. And that was his motive. He said, "I just wanted you to laugh because it looked like you was crying." And he told me that on the side because he was one of the football players. So he was like, he got to keep a certain status. But he did let me know why he said it like that. He said, "I just wanted you to laugh because it looked like you had been crying." Touched my heart. I'm trying not to cry now because it was dope because I knew him since middle school because we went to the same middle school. And he wasn't so nice then, everybody change and grow. And so it got me through the day, whatever. But then I started dropping weight when it came to senior week. And senior week is closer to the end of the school year where all the little children, as we call them, were testing and we had free time. So I started getting smaller and everybody was like, "Oh, you looking good now. I see you dropping that weight." And I'm like, "I'm not doing shit. I'm not doing nothing. What are you talking about?" but my uniforms wouldn't fit no more. However, because we were in regular clothes, because we were seniors, and we had my godfather, Mr. Mumphrey, yes, I am going to say his name. I have to do a post about him. We had Mr. Mumphrey as our principal. He let the seniors wear what they wanted to wear, in moderation, of course. And so I was like, okay, my regular clothes fit me regular, but my school clothes was dropping off of me. I wasn't, being able to wear my clothes. And I'm like, okay. So I do that, and I'm wearing my regular clothes, and I'm buying outfits for senior week. So I'm really not paying attention to the fact that I am changing dress sizes. Well, come to the prom day, I'm realizing, I'm dropping for real, because I had to get my dress. My mom had to alter my dress by the time we got it. So a month before prom, I was asked to prom. The prom story is down below. I'll give a brief summary. I was asked in homeroom. I felt flattered. Whatever. I went to prom. I went to David Bridal or whatever to get my prom dress. The third dress I tried on, no, it's not, a movie. It was real, y'all. The third dress I tried on, honey, it fit me perfectly then. However, when we went to go get it for the actual prom time, my mama had to alter it. I was smaller. And I'm like, okay, I'm not paying attention to that because I'm just overwhelmed by my prom day, period. I was asked, he actually showing up, he got the matching colors, whatever. So, I'm steady, dwindling before everybody's eyes at school, because each week I come back, they like, oh, you looking good, you trying to, lose it down for when you grown, huh? Like, that's the feedback I'm getting. So I'm like, okay, I'm not having to exercise, I'm not having to sweat, I can eat whatever I want to eat. I'm like, cool. However, it got to the part where, everything dropped like a damn New Year's Eve ball for New York. As soon as May the 30th, 2010, after I crossed the stage, that's when my scleroderma decided to hit my ass hard, and I did not know what it was yet. So I was barely being able to eat. My body was getting weak. That's when I found out my esophagus was small. I went to multiple hospitals and nobody could tell me what was wrong. Mind you, I was dealing with an ulcer on my middle right hand finger. It was black. It was pitch black, and it was a ball at the top of my finger. So just imagine every time I'm reaching for getting, it hurts like hell. So I'm like, okay, I'm dealing with that, and then after a while, the ulcer became painful, and I had to go try to see if I can get it cut off, or whatever the case may be. No, it has to fall off on its own. That's what the doctor's telling me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God. So finally it does fall off, but I'm still losing weight. That's when I slowly lose my mobility, and I can't get up on my own. If I fall down, I can't get back up. I couldn't sit in low spaces. I actually have a story about that really sticks with me to this day, and I'm going to tell it later. But, yeah, I was like, what is really going on? I did not know what was going on, and I'm steady just dropping weight, not eating, throwing up about 4 or 5 times a day. And they was like, you have an eating disorder. And I'm like, no, I don't. I love food. I was 405. What are y'all talking about? I ate sugar by itself, y'all. Like, don't judge me. I still do to this day. I have to have, I'm like a Hansel and Gretel. I have to have a pack of sugar with me, like one of the little small packs of sugar with me to give me a boost of sugar, or I have to have candy in my purse. I'm not diabetic or nothing like that. I ain't got no sugar to beat it, none of that. But I had to, I don't know. I used to eat cups of sugar all the time. So I'm like, I love food. There's no such thing as any of this that y'all talking about, that I have an eating disorder. Me, I thought eating disorders, no offense, was for the skinny minis and the model turtles, okay? So I'm like, no. What are y'all talking about? I love food. Well, they went ahead and did an x-ray and did the little drinking thing where they like swallow, hold it, swallow. That thing is horrible. It is horrible. I went through all them tests just to find out that my esophagus is small. And so they was like, oh, you'll have to start eating in moderation. My fat ass ain't know what moderation was. Like, I would eat a meal and still have snacks. Like, what are we talking about here? What is the moderation? It was like a cuss word to me. Who is moderation and who invited them here? Like, that's how I felt. So I'm like, I guess, I can find out who moderation is and consider them in my life. And so I tried the moderation thing and I was still throwing up. I couldn't find a balance. I found a balance about, I've dealt with this for 12 years now. I found a balance about like 5 years ago or what have you. But I started doing a little bit more when I stopped caring about myself, which is the self-care, self-aware post that I did, and I'll link that down below as well. And yeah, I had to find a regimen, but I did not lose weight, unfortunately, by exercise, health, and wealth. I lost weight by being sick. Basically, my immune system was attacking itself. So instead of eating at me, it ate at my body fat. So I guess my fat saved the day, or what have you, because I probably would have been dead by 17. And I've had a couple of close calls. I've flatlined about 3 times. One time in front of my mom, and I'm going to explain that in another time because that's a little too emotional for me right now. But yeah, like, it has been a journey. However, I do go to the gym so I can keep my muscle strength no matter what my body weight is. I have managed to gain weight because I was 138 at one point, and that was just too below for me. And I was like, that's not healthy. That's not okay. So I had to regroup, reboot, remember myself and who I'm living for. And I just wanted to make sure, I was okay. And I'm doing that now. I'm back on my regimen. I did drop the ball a little bit, which I already announced in the other one, in my other post. But that is how I managed to lose my weight. I am going to show all of my pictures from when I was bigger all the way down into my now photos. I do have those. I take a lot of pictures. Even though I was, fluffy, I took pictures because on the inside, I adored myself because I wasn't like everybody else. But on the outside, I didn't like myself because I couldn't fit in. And it was weird. It was very weird. So it was just one of those life things, I guess, that I didn't really understand. But yep, that's how I lost so much weight. I wish it was exercise, but at the same time, I'm glad it wasn't because it seems so stressful the way people are working out nowadays, and all the gluten-free stuff is not for me. I love syrup on my pancakes. But yeah, just take care of yourselves, people. Like, seriously though, at the end of the day, that is like the ultimate goal. Whether you lose weight organically or sickly, whatever you are working with your body type, just make sure you take care of it because it can build back up at any moment. I was surprised that I was even able to, gain my weight back, seriously. So it was well worth it. I'm gaining more weight. I want to be 200 pounds. I think that's a nice size for me I'm 5'7.5", give me my half, and my legs are long. I think that'll be a nice little body, size for me if I tone it up once it, builds up. So that's that. Like I always say, God bless your heart and all your parts. Like, share, subscribe. Bye.